Um, we read stories, we discuss the stories. We do so much learning here in Circle. We're generally here. Right now I have a schedule, I believe. I do have schedules that I can give you guys a rough estimate of time, but usually we're in Circle for about, I don't know, 25 minutes, sometimes a little longer, half hour. It just depends on the day. And we break it up too. If they get tired, we have beanbag activities and scarf activities, which Ms. L and I have put their beanbag, and we are also putting a scarf in. They have a little bin of their own for sensory materials, so they would get out their own, and then we would do the activities here just to break up the sitting time, because it's very hard, especially some of these children now have not been sitting for this long since probably back in March. So we know it's going to be a big adjustment for them to sit for a period of time, and we'll just continually work on that. After Circle, most days we're going to go to the bathroom and then snack, or vice versa, depending on the day. I explained how snack sort of works. Bathrooming, we're going to bring them all down, like I said, as a group. After that, on a couple days a week, we're going to be doing a story and instruct them on what projects they're going to be working on. The plan is Ms. L is going to be working on an art project or some other kind of project with the child at their one table, while I bring the other table over to a horseshoe table that we have in our classroom to do their math, their reading, their writing, and things like that. So we do that, and we split our time, and then we flip-flop. After my group is done at the table doing the reading, writing, and all that, they'll go to Miss L and vice versa. So they're going to get to do project as well as learning over at the horseshoe table. Some days we do have our day for gym is Monday. So on Monday we will also have gym. So then we'll have a little less time on that day for we'll probably do easier projects and maybe just a little seat work that day over there. So that's what they'll be doing then too. Also on the days they have, Monday's gym, Friday's going to be It's Okay to Be Different. That is going to be done, believe, virtually. We've never done that before, but Ashley D'Annunzio, I think I said her name correctly, she is going to be our It's Okay to Be Different teacher, and she also is going to be our gym teacher. I think I'm saying that right. She's both. So, but that will be It's Okay to Be Different will be virtually. We probably on Fridays when we do have that, we'll try to do a craft that ties in with that, because obviously she can't do the craft with us on a virtual learning thing. So that is what, and then on Wednesdays, what I have scheduled is we have these different activities. We call them listening pages. These things are older than the hills, but they are wonderful. So what we're planning to do is every child, right now we have 9, but we maybe go to 10. We're going to do a page like this. So every child would have this page, and they would use their own supplies, which we have labeled and ready for them to go, and they would listen to either Miss Ella or myself give them specific instructions. Like I might say, okay, there's one blue dot, circle. Now make 2 reds that make a single blue. And then I would tell them to keep repeating the pattern and see how they do all the way to the end. Or I may say, oh, there's a ladder. I can't get up that high. Can you please add some more rungs on that ladder starting at the bottom so that Mrs. Bedell can climb all the way to the top? So it's a lot of listening, and they all need to be listening at the same time. I think the skills that these old sheets teach are very important for their progress in future years. I mean, we all need to learn to listen better, but at their age, they just need to start learning how to listen as a group and not just one-on-one. So these are called listening pages. These you'll see coming home in their Friday folder, probably 1 or 2 each week. So we will do those mainly on Wednesdays. While I'm showing you that, I'll also show you some of the other materials that we use. Once in a while, as an art project, this is an easy art project, but this will probably be one that goes home the first or second half of the year, first or second day of school, actually. But they would color these all in. We call these color cut crates. Color the shapes, cut them on the lines, and then they would take those and glue them onto the matching shape on another sheet. It's like a little puzzle, but it's teaching them a lot of fine motor and keeping things just so. So these are our color cut create pages, and some of them are very thematic, like, believe it or not, that is a pumpkin. So they would color that in and then put it all together to make a pumpkin on another sheet. So you will see those coming home. I already showed you the handwriting books. For math, we follow this program called Singapore Math in Focus. there are 4 of these little books. There's an A, part 1, part 2, and a B, part 1, part 2. And the children, lots of fun stuff in here. This is actually the second book, but which is the heaviest, please circle, which is the lightest. But it's colorful, it's fun, it's child friendly, it really is. And some of it's very easy, so I may challenge some children that think it's, that are flying through the material and give them some more difficult work. From being a teacher for many years, I have some extra books from past years that are a little more challenging. We can actually get some of those out and challenge your child, or even give them paper and pencil and challenge them that way. I've had children in our class that could do 3-digit addition. I had children in my class who could read coming into the class. So, there's those type of things that we will try to look at each child individually and challenge them with that. But the math book is a great one. The other thing that we use, and I really did not get to use these last year since we went to virtual learning last year from the very beginning and really weren't equipped and ready to do daily lessons. These are foundations for those of you who live in Fairhaven. I believe you guys utilize this for learning to read for the children. I'm not sure about some of the other school districts if they're using them or not. The biggest thing is they give us a lot of these little tiles that help the children make words. There's a journal in here for them to journal, and I have another journal that I like even better. There's a whiteboard board, but we do a lot of phonics, and I augment the phonics program really with things we do here in Circle, as well as some things I've used in the past. So many of the phonics books went out of print, but we just keep utilizing some of those too as well. So you'll see copied sheets once in a while with their things going home. But I think it's important that they get those beginning sounds. Vowel sounds are a little tougher, but we work on those. As you can see, we work on blends and digraphs and all that as well. So that's another thing we utilize. The other thing we have, and you'll see second half of the year, you'll be getting these. We have these little books from a company called Reading Matters. They are very easy. There's one book for each letter of the alphabet. This is Apples with Ashley Apple, and it's very simple. Apples in a tree. The office is very kind, and they photocopy these littler versions of these books, smaller I should say, and then the children sit in the circle area, and we highlight. Like for here, we would highlight in and a. Those would be the words that I would expect them to learn. The bigger words, if they learn them, great, but they don't have to. So those little books will get sent home, and I usually suggest that they get like a little shoebox or something and keep all their books in there, because they'll end up with 26, one for each letter of the alphabet. So those are some of the reading. I have other reading books that we utilize if the child excels and needs to do more. They're more challenging, that deal with word families. It's an old SRA series we use. We also have little readers of all different level 1, 2, 3 that we augment with as well. So we do try to do a lot of reading. I don't have it all stocked yet, but we do have a bookshelf over here. I will encourage the children to spend some free time in reading the books in the classroom. We do not have library this year. If things change, which we're hoping it does by the mid-year, perhaps I can set up like a little lending library from our classroom. But for right now, books need to stay put here. I also made for the children, and they have little whisper phones. I don't know if you've ever seen them. My husband actually took PVC because they charge a lot for these things, and I was being cheap. So we have these PVC pipes that are just made like a little phone, and the kids can talk softly in them, and it makes it louder. So it's nice because the room doesn't get too loud, and they can concentrate on what they're saying. So those, believe me, are going to be their own with their name on it. Nobody else will utilize those, and I will take them home and put them through the dishwasher so often too, just to kill any germs that are on there. But those we won't use right away, but eventually we will use the whisper phones. So I think that's pretty much, we will go on the playground after we do all this academic work and project work. We'll go on the playground or do some fun activities. We do try to do science activities in the classroom from time to time. The children love science, and we'll try to bring that into the classroom more and more. And especially when we have rainy days or cold days where we can't get outside, we'll try to do some more activities like that. So I think that's it for now. I probably could go on forever, but I will say goodbye for now. And I hope you guys listen to this. And if you have any questions, please address those tomorrow in our question and answer on Tuesday night. And also, feel free to email me or call me at any time. So thank you and have a nice day.